Good morning, Ring Lardner. This is Mrs. Gorley with the last of our daily book talks for March's Reading Month. We hope you've enjoyed hearing about all these new books. If you say you're not a reader, which I hear from many of you, it's not that you don't like to read, it's that you haven't found the right book yet. And trust me, you'll know when you read that book, you will know, because it will be the book that will spark your interest in reading, and it will be a forever habit for you. You just got to find that book. For me, it was this book. This is my all-time favorite book. It is the book that made me love reading. It's called Little House on the Prairie by Laura Ingalls Wilder. And it's an older book, just like many in our library, but it is one of the best books that I've ever read. Why? Because I always wanted to be Laura Ingalls Wilder, apparently. Laura lived on the prairie with her ma and her pa, her mom and dad, and her two sisters. And like Laura, I have two sisters and a mother and a father as well. And it just takes you back to a different time. Like books, like I always tell you, books can take you anywhere in the world. All you have to do is just open them. This book takes you back into the old days where you lived in a town where town was everything, family was everything. You supported each other always, no matter what. But it wasn't through crazy things maybe like we have nowadays, but it was through famine, through fires, through short droughts because they lived off their land. They had to grow their own food and things like that. They didn't have running water. They had to have their food in a stream where it was able to keep cold. All those crazy things, all the things we take for granted today, they had none of it. They read their books in the evening by a candle or by a lamp of like an oil lantern, because they didn't have electricity in their homes. I'm not really sure what the fascination was for me, why I always wanted to be here, because I like my electricity and I like my stove and everything else that I used to cook on. But I just, for whatever reason, it just took me away, and maybe that was what I loved the most. It took me away from daily life when I was a kid. And this is the book that I will talk about forever because it is my absolute favorite. We have this book in the library. It's part of a whole series, and I'm telling you, you cannot go wrong. Give it a chance. Give reading a chance. Let your brain exercise a little bit. I promise we will find a book for you. And if you have already found your book that makes you spark that love of reading, congratulations. That's a great feeling, and you will forever remember the book that does that for you as a kid. Keep reading, Ring Lardner.